Want an easy roadmap to navigate the gold market for this upcoming week? Well, you're in the right place because I'm going to share my simple trading plan with step-by-step analysis, entries, profit targets, no matter if the market goes up or down. So stick around until the end to totally transform your trading. I'm Lakeisha. Now let's hop into the gold market. So as usual, you can see that there are a lot of moves that happen on gold. This move right here, I talked about last week and it played out perfectly. It did extend up, which is awesome. And then I talked about price potentially coming back down here and then pushing up. So that move played out from last week as well. So if you missed that, go ahead and check out last week's video. So for this week, let's go ahead and remove all of our drawings, start on the weekly time frame, and then let's go ahead and reset our view. So I do have quite a few alerts here, so I'm just going to get rid of that one because it's kind of in the way. So let's go ahead and zoom this in. All right, so as we can see, last week was really, really bullish, and then price continued that momentum a little bit, creating another high for this week. So now we're at 25.31, so that's pretty amazing. So now what we see is we see this doji candle that formed at the end of the week. So this tells me that basically if price goes below here, we have a possibility of going down lower. If price breaks this high here, then there's a possibility of going higher. Where that is, no one really knows. So my guess would be at 2,600, a nice psychological level, but that's just a guess at this moment. So let's go ahead and mark off some levels. So let me go ahead and get my rectangle. And the first thing I do want to mark off is this highest high in the market. So that is around 25.30. And then I want to also mark off this level right here, which is a really nice support at 24.23. And then I also want to mark off this level down here. We have some really strong wicks. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks, and I want to mark it off right here at 23.68. And of course, we're going to make adjustments when we go down to lower time frames. And then just marking off another level, although I don't believe that it may come down here, but you just never know. But I want to mark it off at 22.93. So this is what it looks like to me on the weekly. So let's go ahead and go down to the daily. Let's reset our views so that way we can see what is actually happening inside of the market. Alrighty. All right, cool. So now that we have these levels marked off from the weekly, let's go ahead and make some adjustments for the daily. So as we can see that there's basically this wick right here at the top. We're going to leave that alone for right now because I do see some things that I want to adjust. So number one thing I want to adjust, actually, I want to clone this level right here, and I want to mark off this level right here at 24.38, mainly because we have a really nice support, and this is actually looking like a consolidation level. So consolidation is basically when candles print essentially side by side, and that's what candles are really doing, are actually doing right now. And then I actually am going to move this over a little bit, and we can see that it touches this wick perfectly, so I'm cool with that. And then one other thing I do want to adjust, I actually want to move this level quite a bit up to, let's see, do I want to push it here or here? Okay, so I actually want to move this right now to 24.45. It's really close to 24.50. We'll probably make some adjustments on the lower time frame, but right now this is looking really good to me. And then this level that I drew, I actually want to push it down to about, let's see, how do I want to do this? So basically I see a couple things. I see all these wicks right here, and then I see a nice perfect touch right here. So I'm trying to figure out what's the line of best fit, what looks good to me. So for right now, actually I'm going to move it right here to 23.38, and we're going to make some adjustments, and then I'm actually going to clone this. And then I'm going to mark off this level that I just talked about, mainly because like with these 4 rejections here on the daily, I can't ignore that. So we're just going to mark that off for right now. This section is still looking good. So let's go down to the H4 time frame. All right, cool. So now we got a bit more data. We can see what's happening with these candles. This level, I'm just going to move it down just a little bit to around 24.30 or 24.80, mainly because of this nice support. And then we do see a touch right here of a nice resistance level. So that looks good. This, I'm going to bring it down a little bit, mainly to 2440, a nice psychological level, mainly because we have a nice support here and we do have a nice rejection. And then I'm going to, this is actually looking great right here, so I'm going to leave that alone. And then right here, this is that level that had all those wicks on that daily time frame. Going to leave that alone for right now. And then this is that very bottom level. This is looking good. So let's go down to the H2 time frame. And let's straighten this up a bit. All right, let me move that over. All right, cool. So this level right here is actually still looking really good to me. This is looking good. Ooh, this is looking perfect right here. Glad I moved that. And then just scooting over, just checking my levels just to make sure that nothing is crazy or needs to be adjusted. So right now this is looking good. So let's go down to the H1 time frame. All right, so H1, I'm just going to move this level right here just down slightly to about 2479. It's really close to 2480, but I like it right here because there's a nice support right here. This looks perfect. This looks perfect right here. And let me go over. Okay, so this is kind of a gap. Let me see what this is touching. Oh, these wicks over here. Let's see what happens if I move them closer to the bodies. So let me see how this affects. Okay, so actually I like that. So here, this area where we have all these wicks, I just moved it closer to the body, and that is now at 35.53, really close to 30, or actually really close to 23.50. So depending on your chart, it may be slightly different. But anyway, I'm using the Pepperstone chart. And okay, cool. Okay, so this is all looking good. All right. So, okay, so I'm just checking my levels, just making sure that everything looks good. And now we're going to get into the game plan for this upcoming week, especially because it's the end of the month, going into a new month. And okay, so now that we're on the H1 time frame, let's talk about my game plan for this upcoming week. So let's go ahead, and basically the main thing that I see right here where price closes, I see a rejection or a resistance level. Let me blow this up just a little bit. Okay, so I do see this level. I do see a rejection here, and then I also see kind of a support right here. And then also we have this major support right here. So one thing I would be looking for, let me look at this range really quick. Okay, so if I pull up my range tool, then I can see that this is 200 pips. This is a really nice range. So one idea that I have is for price to go back to the previous high. Now price could push higher, we just don't know, but this is a really nice range to take a trade from. And then to the downside, one of the things that I see is price potentially going back to the support and bouncing. So that is 100. Let me adjust that. Okay, so that is 184 pips, which is really nice. Actually, this move right here was a move that I was looking to take this past week based on last week's drawn, but basically this is at the same location. I was looking to take a trade here, but didn't get the opportunity to do so, and it pushed up quite a bit. So, but anyway, but next week is a new opportunity. So that's pretty much what I see right there. And then on the downside, the biggest thing that I see is if price breaks this level, I see price potentially coming to, actually let me get my other tool so I can also measure the range. So I see price breaking this level at 24.79, so roughly 24.80, and coming down to about this level right here at 24.50, 51. Mainly because of this right here. I do see quite a bit of rejections here, and this is also a support. And then, of course, price could continue to move down to tap into this really strong support level as well. Mainly, it's a really strong support level because we do have not one, but two of these areas where price has tapped into this level before, pushing up both times. So this will be something that I would be potentially cautious about, especially because price could actually 3 times over here. Price came over here, formed a support, and pushed up. So pretty much 3 times. So essentially what I see here is that price could potentially bounce off of this level, but if price continues to break it, then what we can see is price correct this entire move, which would be massive, massive, massive. So actually, let me get my other one so I can see how many pips this is. That would be an insane move. But basically, this is what price could potentially do. That's 500. That's almost 600 pips. That's insane. So you know how gold is. Gold is a bit volatile, but it's also pretty clean in price action, in my opinion. That's why I like trading it. As far as these markets, I trade this one actually the most. So this is my game plan for the upcoming week. And go ahead and like this video if you haven't already. And good luck to your week. See you next week.